offline.
And we listened to Drew, you said?
Oh, wait. Now it's starting. Stream health, receiving your content. Your audience will see you in a moment. Okay, there we go. We're on. Okay, put your phone away. Hey. I can't tell if anybody's watching. It's the only thing bad about this. I can see when you guys post with your chats, but if anybody's watching, let us know you're there. Say hello.
It's a little tape delay there, right?
Yeah, I see that. Well, I see you. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. It was almost Happy Wednesday.
I know, but I got everything done today.
I know you did. You're
I
awesome.
stepped up.
Yep.
I did the manly stuff.
Yes, you did. And you put air in a tire.
That was a big deal.
I know it was, honey. It really was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
I know.
Air in the tire. Hi, Amy.
How do you know who's
Hey,
on?
Lacey. Because they're saying hi. They're chatting with us. See? You see
Yeah,
the chat box?
I do now.
Hey, you guys. Happy Tuesday. I hate the delay. Tell us what you guys have got going on. Has it been a good day?
Yep.
Yep. It actually has. What's that thing called I use? That big machine?
Air compressor?
Yeah, I used an air compressor today. I'm all proud of myself. That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. Plugging in and turning on an air compressor.
I'm an old lady, and I've never used one of those.
I'm sorry to hear that,
Scotty says hi.
You've been sheltered all your life.
It's a good day now. You're so cute, Lacey. Thank you. So awesome.
Oh, Scotty. Scotty's sitting in the rain, drinking beer, watching the ball game.
That looked like fun.
It did?
Did it rain that time we went to the UT game?
No. It was sunbathing.
That's right. We love baseball. I'm with you on that. Right! That was a new thing. Hi, Kelsey. Yeah, I was really proud of myself, Lacey. I actually went out there and plugged it in, and it worked, and I aired up the tire. It's been years since I've aired up a tire. Hush.
It is awesome.
I had to get our tire replaced because this guy rolled over a nail or something. So, anyway, Amy says it was fun. Be nice. Uh-oh, there's no sound. You can't hear us? Bum, 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 bum. Let us know if you can hear us or not. I can't tell. I can't tell. I can't tell anything.
So there's 3 people on.
Well, that's what we can see, yeah. Okay.
That's awesome.
So Amy has sound, so maybe it's just something temporarily. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started because I really don't know how many people are on. You can't tell. I don't know, Lacey. Maybe you could log off and log back on. Well, she can't hear me. Oh, well. So, see, now this says there's 5. Okay, so today, happy Tuesday. We already said that, right? Today is the 19th of April. What is that about? I can't believe how fast time is flying. Okay, she's good now. Good. So, next week, there will be no live stream unless somebody wants to volunteer to do maybe a Facebook meeting or something like that because we will be in Costa Rica. Yay.
I'm excited.
I know.
Can't you tell?
No.
Oh, I don't really show excitement.
No, you don't.
But we're going to Costa Rica, and like someone posted earlier about all the great things that they've won so far this year with this company.
Gypsy,
yes. Mini iPad.
It's fun.
What
it's
else?
just cool that they give us the opportunity.
The trip to Costa Rica, and she won what else?
She got the Beat the Director last month.
Okay, what else did she win?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mini iPad, the trip, and there was something else.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head.
A regular laptop.
Oh, laptop, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, honey.
So, yeah, anyway, it's just cool that we have those opportunities, right? That's what I love. So, anyway, if somebody wants to do a Facebook Live maybe next week, it's totally up to you guys. But if not, we will return the following Tuesday. So we'll just skip next week.
Which way does this go? I'm confused.
What do you mean?
When they write something new?
No. The most recent is at the bottom. See? Right. Let me show him. Oops.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
See it?
Okay.
So, anyway, is anybody using, hey, Emily, is anybody using Facebook Live, like on a regular basis or with your teams once in a while or anything like that? Just curious.
No, Scotty, we're actually dry where we're at. We don't need the boat. But my
a lot of people
my boss can't get out of his house because the water, he lives on a Cypress Creek, and Cypress Creek crested today, and it got up to his house, and his house is about 3 foot above the street at least, so the water has risen up to his house, and I don't know if it's got into his house.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of homes here in the Houston area that have water in them.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Not good at all. Okay, so Lacey says she does not have Facebook Live. So, yeah, and I guess some people that if they haven't done the upgrade, or not the upgrade, but the install on the phone or whatever, maybe it's not available yet. But it's funny because I think it was the tag team, maybe, or maybe no, it was another lady that I can't remember her name that somebody turned me on to recently that said not to overdo it on Facebook Live, and I could see where that could become a real problem if people are just constantly going on Facebook Live. It's one thing to do Periscope like that because Periscope, you expect it. You expect people to pop on. But when you're on Facebook and you're scrolling through to constantly have people that are going live, would be probably a little irritating. But it's it's a cool feature, and we'll just have to figure out how funny. Siri thought I was talking to him. We'll just
Why
have
is your Siri a him?
Because I programmed it that way.
But Siri doesn't sound like a man's name.
Mine does.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we'll call him something else. Suri. No, I don't know. Anyway, I was just curious if anybody was using it. She says she's done everything, but still no live. Huh. Well, I don't know. I have not used it yet because, once you go live, it's on. And so I just haven't used it yet, but I'm curious if anybody does do it, how they like it, and that sort of thing. I know with Melina doing that meeting last week, that was really cool, and it was, I don't know, I thought it was a really neat way to do a meeting for sure. I'm not sure about the Facebook parties being done that way. I still think it's kind of cool to do I think the tag team even says that, to keep doing the slides for that, because then it gives people, oh, Kim does it in her team groups. Okay, and I'm not in any of her team groups, so... Well, that would be cool, I guess, to do it in your team groups. Is she still doing Periscope as well, or did she stop doing... I haven't noticed her doing Periscope lately. Maybe that's what she's doing instead of. So anyway, yeah, I could totally see it. She's really good at that, though. She can be spontaneous, and I kind of have to think about what I'm going to do and plan it out a little bit better. But anyway, okay, so I asked a few people, not a few people, I just posted it out there, but asked what kind of questions or what kind of things you guys would like to discuss today. And so I got some, it was funny because recruiting was probably the hottest topic. And so we're going to cover that quite a bit tonight. We're going to cover recruiting. But I did want to go over a couple of other things. So one of the questions was how to get people off the fence. I would assume that means with recruiting. I'm sure it does. We'll talk about that, getting people to commit, how to have a new recruit earn a kit with a party. If they're local, this is my opinion and my opinion only, but if they're local, and I think it can be done because you're there and then you just go in before you put the orders in the system because you're going to put it in their back office, but you just go right there and sign them up and get it all done so that they get the commission, that they pay for their kit, the whole 9 yards. Because otherwise, to me, if you're doing it over the internet, this is hard for me to explain what I'm thinking, but to me, it just seems over the internet it would be really hard to do because you're going to want to collect the money from the orders, and then you're going to have to turn around. I don't know, maybe somebody's got a better way of doing it, but to me, online would be really hard to have somebody pay for their kit. I would prefer to just do that if the person's local. I know some people do it, and I'm sure it works out just fine, and you can exchange money, PayPal or whatever, and that's fine. But the big thing for me is that if you're going to have somebody do a party for their kit, you want that to be their customers. You want it to be their commission, because they're going to be the one to send out the invites. So, and you want it to go towards their quick start. So that's why I'm thinking, in person would make more sense. But you guys tell me, because you guys are, pros at a lot of this stuff. But that's just my personal opinion on earning the kit with a party. And then somebody mentioned spam email. There is a lot of it going around. There's really nothing you can do about it except for just send it to your spam folder. I don't know what else to say about that. Organization tips. We've got somebody's going to be doing a Facebook Live regarding organization tips here pretty soon. So we'll go into that a little bit more then. And then different avenues to take on recruiting was a question. And again, I'll talk about that when we go through the recruiting pieces here. And then the last one was what happens at reunion for newbies. And I thought that was a fun one to talk about real quick.
It is fun.
Mm-hmm. What happens to newbies at reunion, honey?
I don't know.
You don't know? You've been there several times. You've been there every single one.
I was a newbie.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to me.
Nothing happened? So what do you get? Okay, so anyway, it depends on if you're a manager or above, or if you're a consultant and executive consultant. Because if you're a manager, you get to partake in the leadership part of it.
Well, I mean, it says newbies, but nothing really happens for newbies.
Well,
it's whatever your title is. If you're a manager and above, you get to go to manager and above stuff.
She's just meaning what to expect.
Okay.
So basically, you're going to feel right at home. Okay, so see, there's Lacey. Lacey's a manager, so you're going to get to come in the day early and do the leadership meeting, which will be so fun. And then they always do an event in the evening for us. So yeah, just being a newbie just means, everybody's going to make you feel at home. We're going to be so excited to see you and give you hugs and all that kind of stuff because we interact online. So yeah, you're just going to have a blast. Hey, Judy.
It will be a lot of fun being a manager.
At any round.
Well, just because we have a meeting before the route. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the leadership meeting before.
Right.
And then we get to attend the dinner at the end.
Right.
Well, I'm just saying, it's going as a manager and above.
Yeah.
So you want to reach the manager title.
Well, either way, you still want to go. It's going to change your
business.
Yeah. It just
regardless, it's fun. But
it is fun.
Being a leader, you get a little more perks.
Yeah. Well, you get to go that day early, and that's definitely a very cool thing. So, but either way,
But the whole experience is awesome.
Yeah.
Because you get to interact and
exactly.
There's things and team building
and you get new product and yeah, it's so much fun, and they keep us busy. So, during the meetings and all that kind of stuff, they'll have breakout sessions, and it's a lot of learning. It's fun. So,
and it's fun to put faces with everybody's, getting to meet everybody. Yeah. In person.
Yes.
So,
Lacey, as far as the leadership night, what happens right before is we'll get a kind of an agenda and dress code. I thought I heard somebody say black and white, but I could be mixing that up with something else. But either way, they'll give you plenty of notice what to expect as far as dressing and all of that. So usually it is something really nice that night, not black tie or anything like that, but just something really nice. And then the rest of it is business casual, that sort of thing. Business casual, not business.
That's business casual?
Well, to me, this is business.
That's business casual?
To me, this is business attire, business casual attire.
Pink zebra shirt?
Throw a jacket over it. Yeah, people wear all their pink zebra stuff. You even do.
What?
What? Are you with me tonight?
What?
Anyway.
So this is business casual, t-shirt.
To me, for our Pink Zebra conference, it is. With khaki pants, nice pants, not shorts.
Well, people will be there in shorts and flip-flops.
Yeah. They're
and
there in
muscle
everything.
shirts or whatever you call
people are there in everything. You just want to
Just something
just
comfortable because
represent.
you're going to be wearing it all day.
Yeah. So, okay. So anyway, so I wanted to talk a little bit about, well, we're going to talk a little bit about recruiting tonight. So it's kind of a weird topic for me because, well, I actually pulled up Belinda and went through her book on that dummies. What is it called? The direct selling for dummies. And I got a bunch of notes from her book because it's all exactly what we do. Lacey, I'm not sure what's going on, sweetheart. I don't know why you can't see us. I think it's working. Is everybody else on?
She can't hear us either.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'm going to try to keep moving along. So with recruiting, it's kind of been, hit or miss. Okay, so when I first started with Pink Zebra, I just was so excited about everything, and I was sharing it with all my friends and even some of my coworkers and things like that. So what ended up happening was people were very intrigued. They were very interested in learning a little bit more. So it was basically in the beginning, I believe it was just my excitement level. It was just that I was thrilled. I couldn't believe how fun this was going to be. And, I've told you guys I didn't really look at the career plan at all. I just thought the products were so awesome. And so in the beginning, it was a lot of the people that I worked with or my friends, even a few family people, members or whatnot. There were a few people that were finding me on the consultant locator. So that was all fine. And again, when I reached out to anybody, if they reached out to me or whatever, I was so excited. I mean, I just had such a passion about it. It was such an exciting thing. So I never really put a whole lot of thought into recruiting or what I was doing. It was just kind of coming naturally.
And respond quickly if you can, because the sooner you respond, the more excited they stay.
Yeah.
Because if they reach out to you and you don't get back to them until tomorrow, then they're going to go, oh, never mind.
Right. You want to get them in the moment.
Get them while they're interested in it and get them going and keep them rolling and get them to sign up.
Yeah.
Because if you give them time to sit back and think about it, next thing you know, they may have a flat tire and need to go buy a tire the next day.
Exactly. And we have that you notice that kind of stuff happens all the time.
Yeah.
That, all of a sudden somebody's not as excited about it and you're thinking, well, what happened?
Right. And they lost their excitement because they sat and waited too long. So get back with them.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Absolutely. So that was kind of in the beginning. And then after a while, my recruiting slowed down because I was still very excited about it, but it just wasn't as new. And I think what happened was I had to work at it a little bit more.
Well, your team grew,
mm-hmm.
and you got involved in helping everyone more, and you didn't focus as much on recruiting.
Right.
And so then recruiting kind of
was on the back burner a little bit.
And then your sales also went down.
My personal sales did, yes, because I was focused. But my point of that is that because I wasn't focused on recruiting, when you're recruiting, it's an all-out focus. I mean, it's an intentional thing, except for when you're brand new in the business. When you're brand new in the business, get your best friend to join with you, like you always say, and share it with all your families and your neighbors and your friends and all that kind of stuff, past coworkers, whatever. But then after a while, you kind of have to step outside that box because everybody in there has either joined or they're sitting back and watching. I still say always do things consistently. Post on your business page if you've got one, or post on your personal page. I recommend doing a business page and inviting people to join your business page, because otherwise you may lose some friends on your personal page. That's just what I've observed. But you want to be consistent about it, because as you guys know, all along this 4.5 years, we've had people that have watched us from the very get-go that all of a sudden one day something just clicks. I don't know what it is. It may be a post that was out there, or there's no telling. All of a sudden they may think, I need some extra money. But either way, it clicks and suddenly they join. Yeah. And it's because of, we're being consistent. We're trying to show that we're still very involved. It is, very much our livelihood. in our lives, and we're still very excited about it. So again, you know, it's more of an intentional thing. I have found there's several things, and I'm going to go through all of her list, but parties, if you can make a party look really simple, and it can be, because you don't need much more than your kit, you can actually share your excitement and your passion with these people, and listen to what they talk about, and listen to the things that they say, and then invite them to take home some information and to think about the opportunity. You know, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in specifics, because I'm going to actually give you guys some very specific things that Belinda has in this book. And if you guys have this book, then that's great. If you don't, then hopefully maybe some of this stuff will help. But anyway, so there's so many avenues of recruiting. And the bottom line is, when you're recruiting, you want to be inviting people to come along in the journey, because it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be a part of this. It's a way of changing lives and increasing your financial income. And there's so many just different things, and it, you know, rings true for different people. But anyway, okay, so back to my point. So always be posting on Facebook, post personal stuff, post pictures of the stuff that you're using in your home. Keep it interesting, but be consistent there. If you're doing parties, be sure to invite people, go to events, do networking events. All of these things just put you out there to be around the people, and that's the most important thing. If you can't be out there, then be online. If you've got people that are liking your posts and you don't know them, it's okay to send them a message and just say, hey, I noticed you've been liking several of my posts. Let me know if you have any questions about my business. I would love to share with you. It's okay to do that. It may go into their other box, but hopefully they'll eventually find it. Or you can post it right on there, you know. Would love to share more with you. Because if they're going and liking your page, whoever they are, there's a reason why they're liking it. There's something that they're seeing, not just liking your page, I'm sorry, but liking particular posts. There's something that they're seeing. So what I have tried to get in the habit of doing is, when I see like a certain post is really escalated, I do try to send that person or a couple of people a note. And what I'm finding is that it seems like on the 15th of the month, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, that's when people, they must be getting paid. I don't know what the deal is, but there's something about that, the middle of the month, that I start to see more and more people join. And like I said, I don't know what it is, but something clicked. This month it might have been taxes. I don't know. Maybe they realized they didn't know as much in taxes, because I suddenly had a windfall of people that were responding to me and actually getting back to me. So that was a huge thing. So anyway, my point of all this is to say that in the beginning, you know, you've got such an awesome opportunity. You want to expand on that. You want to keep your frank list. You want to always be adding people to it. You want to invite people to join. And then as you go along, you got to step outside your friends, your relatives, associates, neighbors, kids, friends, and then what I left out one, I forget. But anyway, it just helps you think of people.
The Frank's list?
The Frank list, yeah.
Frank?
Frank.
Okay.
It just helps you think of people. You know what I mean?
No.
You don't know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Well, when we say friends, it's like, okay, well, what friends do, you know, let me think of all my friends, and you write down your friends. Okay, well, relatives, let me write down the relatives. And does that make sense to you? Okay.
Doesn't.
Okay, well, anyway.
What's the A? Frank? A?
Associates, I think. I have to look. I think that's what it is. Anyway, totally lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry, Annie.
That's okay. Anyway, just keep a list going of everybody that you can ever think of, because you can't have. I mean, you just can't have too many people.
How do you reach out beyond those?
That's what I'm saying. You want to have parties, go to events, do fundraising, go to networking meetings. I mean, once you've gotten past your friend list is when you really have to start.
Do events, like you said, and meet more people.
Right.
And hopefully they like.
Yeah.
Give them a card.
Well, no. You want to always have. I always carry those manila envelopes that I have.
Yeah.
Inside there is information on how to join.
Right.
So I always put a little bundle together. She said it's in the back office, Duane.
Thank you, Lacey.
I like Lacey. So anyway, so you get to the point where you do kind of have to start reaching.
How do you meet people all over the United States?
That's what your Facebook page is for. Your business page.
How do you get people like your Facebook out? And my Facebook friends are only my friends.
Right.
So how do you expand to the whole United States?
Well, okay, so that's a good question.
I think so.
It's a very good question. So every now and then, you may want to sponsor an ad. There's a, and this is only if you have the marketing dollars to do it. So, hang on, I'm going to go there real fast. There is an actual page or post on your insights that says promote website. Y'all know. Promote website and get more likes. So
Really?
if you want to get more likes, you can promote your page.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And then what does that do?
Okay, so what happens is, these are all good questions. What happens is you pick the criteria. Like, for example, my audience is women 18 to 75. I probably could go even older than that. But the largest audience that I have is 35 to 44. Most people are on their mobile device. I just have it where it's people in the United States, and then and you can give it like tags on, if you want it to go to people that like candles, that like business opportunities, that like. So you're basically doing a target market.
That costs money?
Yes. Every time somebody clicks on that, it costs money.
Oh,
and what you do is, like, because what I've done is I'll say, you know what, okay, I'm going to spend $25 over the next 7 days, and I'm going to promote my page. And so if that's your budget is $25, then you can put in there that you don't want to spend more than $25.
Okay.
So you totally have control over it. It's not just a crazy thing.
Yeah, one day there's $800 out of your bank account.
No. It doesn't work like that.
Okay,
no,
good.
You have total control over it.
Oh, that's
cool. And you see people do sponsored ads. Hey, Emily. You see people, and Kara, hello. You see people do sponsored ads. I do sponsored ads from time to time. And when you do sponsored ads, those are the ones you really want to follow up with. If they've liked your page because of a sponsored ad, or if they've not your page, actually, if you've done a sponsored ad to try to promote your page, then you want to reach out to those people. If you've done a sponsored ad on your page, thank you, Kara, then you want to follow up with those people. So it's all, you could sit here and spend money and do all this kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, it's all going to be about your follow-up. So in the beginning, that's
the same as when someone reaches out, try to respond quickly.
Exactly.
It's all about quick responses. And
what's cool now is that Facebook actually, on your business page, it has this, it says very responsive to message, and it's green. Well, I'm so OCD that if it ever goes to where it's not in the green, I panic and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing it fast enough. Even though I'm responding within 5 minutes. Kara, she says you're looking dapper. Even though I'm not responding, I can't stand it if that's not green. So, it's just that kind of thing. You just want, follow-up is going to be everything in this business. It truly is everything. Okay, so it's already 6:28, and I haven't even started with Belinda stuff. So I'm going to read some of this. What? Go ahead. No, this is good conversation, because these are questions that everybody probably has.
Exactly, because you always talk about these people, I'm like, how do these people know how to get to you? Yeah,
well, it's because I tend to do an ad. Another thing you can do on your business page is you can do a referral program to where you ask people to share this with their friends, and then, have your friends say, so-and-so sent me, and then whoever has the most people that they sent, you can give them a jar of sprinkles or something. And so it's all just about getting the word out. You can do referrals on there. You can do You can pay for a sponsored ad if you've got it in the budget, in the marketing budget, but there's other ways around it. The hardest part with Facebook is, as you guys probably already know, but the hardest part is that if you don't pay for an ad, Facebook doesn't get it out there very well. In fact, they only, like, I think I can tell you, let's say, for example, okay, so for like the butterfly sale, I put it out there. It says it's reached 110 people. That's actually a lot, but it's probably because I did a sponsored ad recently. So it's all about the getting just the connection, and I know Kim always says the algorithms. So
Well, we also got to realize that this takes time to build a Facebook group or following,
right,
and then recruiting. All this is
yeah,
over a period of time. It's not going to happen overnight.
no,
So it's like we always say, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So it's
in the beginning,
long term.
right. In the beginning, I truly recommend that you spend your time going and sharing this with your friends and your family and your friend list, basically, because you're going to have a big impact that way. And it's all in the attitude too. I mean, you guys know this. You got to be upbeat. You got to be excited. You got to show a lot of excitement, because if you don't, they're not going to be excited about it. I mean,
right.
You know,
well, I
whatever.
notice a lot of times you even post little pictures and you just have these comments. Oh, I love what I did with this, or someone told me about this and I did it and I love it. And
yeah. I don't advertise all the time. To me, that's like a soft sell.
Yeah, right. I mean, you're always saying good things, and that's another thing. Always say good things, because people read your comments.
Yeah.
Don't put bad things out there, because then once they said good news doesn't travel, bad news, everybody hears it.
Right.
So don't ever talk bad about anything. Just always stay positive and say good things.
Right.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge thing. So anyway, I recommend in the beginning that you really focus on your friend list and get your launch parties and get your, do your however you're going to work the business. But focus on those people before you start putting the marketing dollars into this. You want to be making a little bit of money before you start spending money. And I didn't have to really start spending anything on Facebook for a couple of years. I mean, all of a sudden it was like, okay, I gotta ramp it up. I gotta reach out past my little boundary here, because, I need to be doing something. So anyway, I hope that helps a little bit. Any other questions that you can think of? Any questions from you guys? Feel free to ask.
No, I was just always curious how you reached out so broad, because, our circle is only so big. So it's like, well, how did so-and-so join in North Carolina?
Right.
How did she find you?
Right.
So.
Well, and okay, so you know what? No politics, absolutely, Amy. Another thing, and okay, you know what, Amy, that is a great point. I'm going to say something here, because and you're guilty of this, no offense, I'm going to pick on you for a minute, but when you're posting on your personal page, and you
too. Wow, I feel loved.
I know it's your personal page, but you still have to kind of be careful what you're posting, because people, and I hate to say people are sensitive, because everybody's so sensitive, and we're not allowed to say things and blah, blah, blah. But when you're running a business, you just don't want to go there. There's a lot of things that could be sensitive issues, and you just don't want to go there because you don't want to offend. You might offend your best customer that's now your friend on Facebook because they do so much business with you. You don't want to do that. And it may be just a very simple little thing that maybe you were laughing about one of our politicians and something that they said or did, when you don't realize that Joe Schmo likes that person, and he's fed up with the comments that people are making, and he sees that, and his initial reaction is to delete you as a friend.
I am guilty of that.
You are, and that's okay though. I mean, but it's not when you have your own business. You got to be careful of all that kind of stuff. I don't think any of you guys have that problem, but
I'm bad.
Be yourself, but you need to hold back, because people will not buy from you because of what you put on social media. That's exactly right. Well said, Sean. That's exactly right. Yeah. Hi, Sean. So, yeah, absolutely. That's very well said. I appreciate you posting that. So anyway, I'm gonna try to, I don't want to run through this because she's got some really good points.
And what book is this?
Okay, so this is the Direct Selling for Dummies.
Perfect.
It is. It is perfect. So as you know, bookings are the heartbeat of your business and recruiting is the lifeline. So, you know,
Say that again?
Bookings are the heartbeat of your business and recruiting is the lifeline. The bottom line is, yeah, Kathleen said, see, Sean even said I've deleted people because of what they put on social media. I have too, because I just get tired of hearing it.
That's why we're not friends.
No.
She's already deleted me.
I don't know. And then Kathleen says, if you question what you're going to write, don't write it. That's so true. And I've even done that with emails. Like I'll write something and there's something about it that I'm thinking, oof, I don't know if I want to press send. And as soon as I think that, I go and, I walk away just to make sure that that's not what I'm going to send. But yeah, typically I end up deleting it. It drives me crazy when I see downline using the F-bomb on. Oh, yeah. I know. Oh, I know.
My niece, I had to delete her.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, what? Every time I read something, she had to say it. She was mad about something.
Somebody's mad
and
about
screaming
something.
and F-bombing.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to see this every time I see your name.
It's not good for you either. So, oh, Sean, I know. I can't believe that we're not going to see you at the rally either. So, yeah, you definitely want to be careful what you're posting and what you're saying out there. But what I was going to say is, as you guys know, that your sales, you're in control of your sales every month, and you're in control of how much money you need to make. So you can add an extra party if you need to make a couple $100 more, or whatever the case may be.
Okay, but hang on, what's another topic here?
No. But what I was going to say is, but recruiting, your team is where you're going to start seeing big payback, where the money
recruiting, yeah.
Yeah.
But now you just mentioned parties.
Right.
How do you find parties?
That's a whole nother webinar.
Right.
But it's not that hard to find parties.
Well, these days, women like to get together and have their little get-together.
Well, and again...
I guess while their husbands are out fishing or golfing or whatever they do, it's like, hey, girls, let's get together.
And again, if it's a soft sell kind of thing. You want to share... You ask, exactly. Sean said you ask. You ask people if they want to do a party. If you can't find somebody to do a party and you need to earn a little extra money that month or that week or whatever, you have your own.
What do you call them? Open house.
An open house. Oh, I call it an open house because that's just a general. But you can have a
muffins and
mimosas if you want to do it on a Saturday morning, or you can do a what's the one I do? Sip and smell or something on.
What?
No, what's the one that I do? That was somebody else's. What do I do on the Thursday?
Sip and smell.
Yeah, that wouldn't
even sound right.
Somebody named that. Anyway, but yeah, there's so many opportunities there too with parties. But recruiting is really going to be where working the career plan is going to be where you're going to see long-term effects. So
you want to recruit as much as possible.
You always want to recruit. Set yourself a goal. Maybe say, okay, I'm going to get 1 recruit a month. I like to try to get 2 recruits a month because I want that little ribbon on when somebody goes to my website, I really want that little ribbon that shows recruiting or sponsoring.
Someone commented the other day about that.
Mm-hmm.
They seen a ribbon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
So yes, you want a ribbon.
She saw that I had ribbons and.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she joined.
Right.
So
that's important to people. They want to see somebody that is active in their business, and those little ribbons are just one more thing that you're going to have that somebody else who's not working the business as much isn't going to have. So you kind of want to strive for that. But set a goal that makes sense to you. It really depends on how much you're working the business and what you want out of the business and all of that. So set it to where it works for you. And then, of course, there's so many personal rewards that come with recruiting, and I'll talk a little bit about those as well. She says here that she hears people say all the time, I'm just not a recruiter. It's not for me. I'll just focus on my personal business. But when you change your attitude to one that is confident, passionate, and positive, it's like a switch has been turned on. So, and that goes back to, again, being passionate about it and realizing that it's a privilege, not something that you have to do. This will be my first month with no ribbon. Well, it's not over yet. You've still got, today's only the 19th, Lacey. You've still got, what, a week and a half? So
And
don't give up.
I don't know why everybody I know don't join.
I know, we've talked about that. It's so well, you know what it is?
Everybody, they're excited when I talk about things, and
But
it's like, why don't y'all join? Yeah.
I really believe, like with your sister, your husband, your brother's wife.
Yeah.
I believe they think it's too good to be true, and it's not. It's really a fact. Uh-oh, not again. We're gonna get rain again.
Yeah.
But I believe people think it's too good to be true, or that they wouldn't be good at it, so they want to make it look like, oh, that's not something I would want. You know?
Well, I thought that before you joined.
Right.
What, Dirk sells?
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
I
so,
know.
and
We're
I'm going to,
doing that.
my sister will watch this one of these days, and she'll be like, hey, why are you talking about me? But this is a perfect example. So my sister got all excited when I got excited about it, and she joined. And then she had one little party, and she had a good party. She had a great party. She did a mimosas and muffins on a Saturday morning. She had a bunch of people come, but it was something that she saw as something she had to keep up with, I think. And so she just told me, oh, no, people in Montana aren't going to buy this. They're just not. They're not going to want it. And so she never did another thing with it because she didn't want to. All of a sudden,
Right.
I sent her a birthday gift. My mother and I did. We put some pink zebra stuff together and sent it to her. And she was like, oh my gosh, the shades are so different. It's so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And she's sharing it with her friends. Oh, now all of a sudden she wants to start doing it again. So, you know.
It's all here.
It is. It is all here. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Because I love it.
I know. And
people laugh at me, and there's the pink zebra guy.
I know. I love that.
Thank you.
Right. Exactly. It's such a privilege.
I'm going to start giving out $100 bills.
No. Here we go again.
I think so.
Or a pyramid scheme. I had someone today even mention
They
that
all
her
say
husband.
pyramid scheme.
Yeah, her husband said, you know, that sounds like a pyramid scheme, and it is so far. I always tell them Google pyramid scheme because we are not a pyramid scheme. We do not benefit off of anybody's kit, and there are products that they sell and whatever. We are so far removed from being a pyramid scheme that just frustrates me. So anyway, okay, so rewards of recruiting. So you know, well, this is back to being the privilege. Some people, okay, I'm going to start over. Okay, so we're talking about the rep, what you, the rep, need to get. And that makes people feel uncomfortable sometimes because they don't want the focus on themselves. So it says those that are good at recruiting aren't thinking about what they want to get. It's all about what they can give. And it's in our nature to want to nurture other people. And so if you think about this, you know, sponsoring, if you think about it that way, about giving to other people and that making an opportunity available to other people, it's not about you anymore. It's about what you can do to help somebody else. So you could be a solution for somebody's challenge, which is a great way to look at it. And it comes from your heart instead of your head when you do it like that as well.
And you can't want it more than them.
Right.
That's the saying.
Well, that's exactly right. And somebody said, how do you get them to commit or get off the fence? And the truth of the matter is, you don't, like, you know, once somebody's expressed an interest or you've talked to them, don't give up on them. Give it a few days or a week maybe. Reach back out to them and say,
Right.
you know, hey, I just wanted to touch base and, you know, see if you've given it any more thought. Continue to reach out until they tell you to stop, basically.
I think say, when do you push and not? I mean, it all depends on their personality.
Well, don't be pushy, first of all.
Yeah, don't be pushy,
Because if you're
that's just
pushy
gonna
with
make
me,
them
I'm
angry.
going to be like, stop it.
Exactly.
And if they tell you to stop, then stop, because maybe you are being too pushy. But it's okay just to reach out and say, hey, I just wanted to touch base.
But not too often.
No,
You don't want to do it every day or twice a day.
No.
Hey, are you awake yet?
No.
But maybe once a week. Hey, I haven't,
once a week.
Hey, you know.
And then if they say, well, I've got so-and-so going on, because you know they're going to give you an excuse. I've got so-and-so
Because
going
you're
on.
excited because you're talking to them.
Right.
But
But
they
you
have a
can't-
life, and they just was bored one Saturday afternoon.
happened to find
it
you.
happened.
Right.
And, yeah. But they ain't thought about it since.
Right.
And here you are wondering if they're thinking about you.
Right.
Well, they're not.
No, but by reaching out to them,
But
it does bring it back to the forefront of
Yeah.
their mind. They're going to probably make an excuse and tell you,
Right.
oh, I can't right now. I've had so many personal issues come up and I just can't.
But
as long as they don't say,
don't aggravate them.
no, don't aggravate them. If once you've done that, then you can say to them, well, if you don't mind, in a few weeks, I may touch base with you again. And they'll probably say, sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
So you want to continue build a relationship. That's all you're doing is you're building a trust factor with them, building a relationship with them. And until they tell you to leave me alone, which they probably won't.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario is they say, well, just put me on your email list, or I'm just going to follow your business page, and I'm not really interested at the moment. I'll let you know when. So you make a little note next to their name and say, leave them alone for a while. Maybe you leave them alone for 3 months or so, whatever. You just got to use your common sense. You got to use good judgment because you don't want to push them away.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right. And being every, 3 times a day will push people away.
Oh, heck yeah, it would totally push.
Because they may, like I said, they may not be as interested as you think they are.
Right.
So
and
just adding
if they're
to it
on
will
the
push them away.
fence, if they're on the fence, just keep kind of throwing that carrot out every now and then. And you know what? You can't want it more than they do, like you said. You can't it may not be right now that they're wanting to do something, but some light bulb may go off.
Plant that seed, and 6
Exactly.
months later, they're like, that Pink Zebra person.
Right.
I think I still got her email. Let me look her up, or let me find her card or her information.
Right, exactly. Kara says starting in June she'll have more time to work her business. Yay! I'm so excited for you. Sean, people will come, keep sharing and being positive, and show the why and opportunity, and they will come. Plant the seeds. Yes, absolutely. So here are some rules for recruiting. You always want to invite. Again, when you're recruiting or when you're sponsoring, you want to invite them to take a look at your business plan or your business. You don't want to ask them to. You just want to invite them to. You want to create she says, I like to think of this as creating a safe zone for people to be interested without having to make a decision. About half the people at parties have some level of interest. What's interesting is there's going to be times when you're at a party, and I will say, this has happened to me, and I'm looking around the room as I'm talking, and I'm thinking to myself, these people are so bored right now. They just want to smell this fragrance. They don't care about what I have to say. But I'm guilty of that myself. But what you have to do, this is the number 2, never prejudge. You don't know what they're really thinking.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and instead of saying, let me tell you a little bit about me and why I started the business, what you can say is, this business is such a wonderful opportunity for people if you're just looking to make a little bit of extra money, blah, blah, blah. Make it about them. But don't prejudge. Don't look at somebody, like, for example, that party that I did with all the nurses and doctors' wives. I'm guilty of that. I looked around that room and thought, there is not a darn person in this room that has any interest in this business at all. I didn't follow up with any of them, except for the hostess, and she's one of my best customers. But shame on me for not taking advantage. We're going to have another party, by the way, and I'm totally going to take advantage and talk about the business side of it. But back then, I was very intimidated by this. I thought, these people they're looking at me like, but you also have to remember that this is a business. We are professionals. I mean, I've been a professional all my adult life in the business world. I still am. I got to quit thinking just because it's direct sales that I'm no longer in that business realm, because that's so not true. And in fact, we're even more so, all of us, because we have to get up every day and motivate ourselves, and we have to get out there. And
you're very good at that, by the way.
Oh, thank you, honey.
I know how to do it.
You're very sweet. But we have to get out there in the world and make our presence known. And it's all about what we do. And so we're professionals. This is what we do. This is our business. So anyway, I get on my little high horse now every now and then because I do that mostly for me, because I need to hear myself say that, because I did struggle a little bit with the whole thought of giving up my professional job and doing this full time. And it's like, wait, what am I thinking? I mean, this is a profession. So anyway.
Yes.
So some people are going to, anyway, don't prejudge. That one's pretty, we've done that one. And then also remember that it's not always about the money. Sometimes it's just about the identity. There are women.
Hang on, what?
It's about the identity.
Whoa. Oh.
Not for you.
Oh.
Not for you.
Sure.
For some other people.
I have an ID card telling me my identity.
I know. There are people, though, that we need to we need to be associated with something, or we need an outlet to have friends, or for example, she uses the example of her friend that is a pharmaceutical rep. Or I'm sorry, she's a PhD in chemical engineering, not a pharmaceutical. She works for a large pharmaceutical company, and she has a direct sales business, and she does that because she wants to be able to play with her other job. She doesn't get to play in her chemical engineering position. So anyway, people have all kinds of different needs. So you
that's cool.
I know,
because she's serious at work and on top of things, on her toes and being very professional. Well, direct sales kind of lets her let loose and have fun and make money. Exactly.
Look how much more fun I have and had doing this than I did with my other job. I always had. Right. Okay. So, so the third thing that Belinda says is always do the recruiting talk, no matter what. This goes back to when you're looking around the room and you're thinking, okay, nobody's interested in what I have to say.
Well, give them our information in case they want to join.
What?
Always be recruiting.
Oh, these people are already consultants, honey. Goofy.
Well, why are we talking to them?
Why are you being so weird tonight? So anyway, do the recruiting talk no matter what. And she again goes into, instead of just going right into your personal story, ask them, what could you do? What could an extra $600 to $800 do for you and your family at the end of the month? So even when you're looking around the room and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm just wasting their time, they don't want to hear about this, don't skip it, because you have no idea if that mom sitting there is thinking, oh my gosh, if I had an extra $400, I could send my son to baseball camp this summer. Yeah. I mean, you never know what little thing you might say when you say, what could you do with an extra $600 to $800? You never know what that's going to trigger with somebody. Somebody might say, oh my gosh, that would take care of my car payment or my daughter's dance lessons.
We need a new minivan.
Or, okay.
We have kids.
Yeah, exactly.
We need some bigger vehicle.
And then number 4 is to look for leads instead of recruits. So your primary job in the area of recruiting is creating an interest. The more interest you create, the more leads you will get. The more leads you get, the more people you will sign. So, again, going back to wherever you're at, if you're at a party or if you're talking to someone, ask them if they would like to take some information on the business. Have a digital packet online as well as something that you can hand to people. I actually do have, if somebody says to me, well, send me some information, you can send it to my email address. I have a little, I think it's 3 pages that tells them a little bit about the business, and then a little bit about the team. So let's see. And don't overwhelm them. Don't give them the whole compensation plan. Just give them the basics. What comes in the kit, what the cost is, what kind of money they can make, and that sort of thing.
And the other day, on Good Morning America?
Yeah, I posted that.
They said the average direct sales person makes $25,000 a year.
Right.
But that's the average.
That's just an average.
Because there's a bunch of people that don't make hardly nothing.
Well, and there's a bunch of people that don't do anything.
Right.
Too.
Well, exactly. Because even though there's a ton of people that don't do anything, so $25,000 is a good number, but it's a low number.
Exactly.
So you can make good money.
Yes, I can definitely post what I use. I would be happy to. In fact, I can't even take credit for all of it because somebody back when I first started doing this put something together, and then I just kind of adapted it for myself. But I'm happy to share it with you guys, definitely. Okay, so be sure to talk again. What's in it for them? Because there's 5 things that attract people to this business: financial freedom, definitely. Flexibility of time. I mean, think about that. I love the fact that my time is my time. I can figure out what I need to do based on my schedule. I mean, that's a big thing, flexibility of time. Friendships. I know some consultants that joined because they wanted to meet other people and they wanted to make new friends. I love that.
We have a lot of friends now.
I know. I love that.
Yep. Recognition.
Some people just really like recognition. They like to see their name on a list every month for a webinar or whatnot. There are people that really love that recognition.
Yes, there are.
And then personal growth and self-esteem. What I
But that's a bad one right there.
why?
The self-esteem part,
No, it's why.
because
It's
this
good.
is
You're
it's so hard kind of to get going. I mean, all the stuff you have to do, and all the no's you have to deal with to find the yeses.
But think about that.
I mean, the yeses are rewarding. It's just getting to people to sign up and to recruit and to buy and blah 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 blah
Right.
blah.
Okay. So, but think about what you just said.
Well, I
'Cause
mean,
this
the
is
self-esteem
no.
part.
This is
If
good.
you're not
If
doing, that's why so many people quit, because they get down and they can't do it until their self-esteem is shot, until they quit.
right.
You have to overcome that.
Right, and I think
and
that's
keep
what this
going.
means. I think that that's what she means, personal growth and self-esteem. What happens when you are used to telling people or hearing the no, or what happens when you've got to step out of your comfort zone and give your why at a rally, you know, that's when you start to see some personal growth, and your self-esteem does build.
Right.
You can't help but build. I mean, you hear no enough times. Now it's like it doesn't even faze me.
Right.
I used to be scared to death of the word no,
Right.
and
Well,
now I don't
exactly.
even. All I'm hearing is not right now. I mean, I have literally
Yeah.
decided that they don't really mean that unless they say to me, "Okay, stop bothering me with that stuff."
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Well, these rallies, participate.
mm-hmm.
Don't just go and sit in a chair in the back row and, don't raise your hand or don't answer a question or don't ask questions. Get involved.
Well,
If you have a question, ask somebody.
yes,
Or be there and be part of the action.
right.
And be part of this family, because this is awesome.
It is okay, but I'm going to back up just a minute, because there are going to be people, and only because I know that this has happened. There are going to be people that are wanting to test the waters and see what this is about, and they want to sit in the back of the room because they're just really watching. They're just
Yeah.
kind of taking, and that's okay. Those are the people that we want to always reach out to and make sure that they're okay and that they're having a good time or whatnot. But those are also the same people that when they do start to, that's where the self-esteem thing comes in too, I think. When they do start to interact, or they do start to see themselves growing personally, professionally, whatever, they do start to come out of that shell and they do start to talk to people. But there are some people that are very guarded in the very beginning, and that's okay.
I was.
You
made me talk in front of people.
That's true, I did.
And then
You said
as I was talking, my brain was blowing up. My head was expanding. And then when I got done, I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't know what I just said. I hope it makes sense. Because it was just blah, blah, blah. It was babble in my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've experienced that.
And then, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
They need to just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just do it. So there's a whole nother thing. I've got it still more to go, but we're almost at 7 o'clock, so we'll have to pick this up later. But before we go, I love when I can beat the director, even if I don't win, it's still an accomplishment. I love it too. I think that is so awesome. I love to see you guys beat the director. I think it's so cool.
That is awesome. I'm glad you started that.
Yeah.
Because it gives people something to shoot for.
Well, and the biggest thing was I wanted everyone to see that I'm not asking you guys to do something I'm not doing. And you can see that I am doing it, so hopefully you know that if I can do it, you can absolutely do it, and then some.
Yeah.
So that's why I love the whole Beat the Director thing. I think it's awesome. I think it's just fantastic. You guys are great. So Sean also
and a lot
said
of people, like Sean and other people, look forward to it because
Yeah.
they want to beat it and get in the drawing.
right,
They want their recognition.
right,
I'm in the drawing this week or month again.
right.
So
She said they're in their comfort zone and may take a while to be comfortable talking to people and being able to share. And that's kind of what I was saying is it's okay for those people that are going to sit in the back of the room. And sometimes those are the people that come forward and, you find out later that they're, so excited because they, Lacey, that's Beat the Director is a contest that I do for, it's hard to explain. I'll message you, but unfortunately you're in that group that's not a part of Beat the Director, and that's why I try to do other little things for you guys. But yeah, it's just something that with some of those that I've sponsored, that I try to get them to beat my sales or my recruiting or whatever every month. So it's kind of fun, and you can do the same thing with your team. You can I'll kind of share with you how I do it and all that, because it is kind of fun to see everybody really striving to do better than what you did the month before. So that's really a lot of fun. But anyway, what other questions do you guys have? It's like right up at almost 7 o'clock, so I want to let you guys go. But does anybody have any other questions or anything? I'm sorry, we kind of got a little bit of a slow start, I think, so I should have jumped right in.
Well, you got sidetracked.
Well, yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. But anyway, so, okay, rallies, guys, so much fun.
Oh.
Make sure you invite people.
Yes, rallies.
Invite people to go to the rallies. If they're going to go to rallies in other states, just be sure to let the people that are leading the rallies know that you've got somebody coming, that kind of thing. So anyway, thank you, Sean. Thank you. Yeah, I will definitely, Lacey, I'll send you, because it's such a great thing. I think that the team loves it too. So it's a lot of fun, and you can do that with the people that you've sponsored and whatnot. So anyway, okay, guys, it's 7 o'clock. We will,
we will have fun.
We will have fun in Sacramento.
I've never been to California.
I know.
That's what I love about this company. I've been to so many places since we've joined Pink Zebra that I've never been.
I know. Isn't it
I mean,
fun?
I've only been out of...
You've traveled more in the last couple of years than you have your whole life.
I've only been out of Texas this many times before Pink Zebra.
Right.
Now it's been this many times since Pink Zebra.
Yeah, this was a fast hour. I got to tell you, that was a fast hour. So we will miss you guys next week, but I'm sure that you'll see all kinds of posts and whatnot on Facebook and, all that good stuff. So if somebody decides that y'all want to get together and do a Facebook Live, you're welcome to do whatever. Otherwise, we will see you guys back here in a couple of weeks. So y'all have a fabulous week, and actually fabulous 2 weeks, and we'll see you around the corner.
Honey, thank you for all the great information. You did very well tonight.
Thank you,
I'm
honey.
proud of you.
Aw, you're sweet.
You're awesome.
Well, thank you. You are too. Yes, we are safe from the flooding. The creek near us is still rising, but luckily we're okay. There's a lot of people that aren't, so yes.
The areas that normally flood, they are really flooded.
Yeah,
really
bad.
bad.
And then some areas that haven't flooded, they're still flooding. So anyway, okay, guys, we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.